Day one of the Summer Showdown starts right now, jumping into the qualifiers here in week number one, day number one. Woo. Spitfire versus Mayhem, the first. Mayhem a little bit afterwards. Someone in a little bit of trouble though, has to back up all the way. And in fact, London's the first one to go down. London Spitfire losing their brig. Not off to the best start in the world. Now someone can just lead the charge forward. When you lose your support that early in this comp, you are as good as done. Florida Mayhem capped the point first. Now they're just picking up some stagger kills as they gain that percent. Rally. They trade a Genji for a Lucio. London Spitfire can't exactly march on forward. Mayhem could just play to the backline. There's no worry that London Spitfire can't get on top of them right now. A beat for the Florida Mayhem as they do run on forward. There's a bomb on the point for London Spitfire to contest, and the Rampage does end up coming out. It hits both Landon and Sparker, and they are sent all the way back to spawn. And an easy clean for the Mayhem as they take round number one. The speed up from that commanding shout, separating London Spitfire. Unfortunately, right now, there's three people in the small room without a Junker Queen. Hardy can't be there for a bullet sponge. Their support's a history. And the Florida Mayhem managed to pick off Backbone and then split up the backline of the London Spitfire. Xe in control of the high ground. Backbone is gone. So is Hardy. And Checkmate showing off his skills. The Mayhem often get a pick or two, but Florida Mayhem just back all the way up. Xe's in a little bit of trouble. Both DPS were looking at him from the London Spitfire. As the beat gets used from Florida Mayhem, Checkmate finds two recess, maybe a third. Sparker's pretty low. Dashes straight into his face, make that 3 kills. He can carry this whole thing if the London Spitfire let him. He is pretty low though, without many supports to really back him up. Now in a 1v1 versus Backbone. Both of you used the deflect already, but a beautiful boop from the Lucio, and Checkmate cleans him up. 4 kills for Checkmate. Way back. A rally for Mayhem so they don't die so quickly, and now they're trying to separate Hattie from the rest of the team. Sparker ends up going down to Xe yet again as the London Spitfire utilize their last ult in this fight. It is a beat and it only hit 2. The Florida Mayhem with a clean sweep on the London Spitfire to start off the Summer Showdown. They end this map 2-0.
Woohoo! Florida Mayhem coming out swinging here.
Mayhem. Sparker's still trying to find that execution kill on the back. Okay, London killed 1, or maybe a half. Bob's dead, at least. Summer Shed spotted in the backline. Rampage comes out, but a beat to match. Blade pulled, and is the target. Who is it? It's someone, but he's still swinging away. Backbone's got almost no damage down, and a big cleave from someone. The axe was absolutely huge. Backbone goes pretty low. Rootport in a little bit of trouble. There's the Rampage from Hardy. He can just line this up through the door. He ends up hitting only 1, and it is someone, but that commanding shout might be able to keep him alive. Didn't look like he had it though, as it didn't end up going off. Xe takes down Backbone. They're still trading 1 for 1, so it's now a 3-on-3 on the point, but Checkmate's got the nano, and you best believe he's getting kills. Landon boops him away, but it's not enough before the Shurikens end his life. There's a couple of seconds to go, and the blade has been pulled. Checkmate kills both supports, almost ends Sparker's life before he recalled, and overtime is still ticking down. A Translocator on the point to continue the OT, but it is now just Checkmate versus Backbone, and the Florida Mayhem are going to hold first. A beacon of information is Sparker right now. Nice hack on Xe. You got to be careful though, because Xe can fire back. Oh dear. Not an execution on Summer Shed this time around. It was maybe on the front line. No one could follow up onto Xe on the high ground as soon as you hack him. London Spitfire needs to come back fast. 1 tick's gone. Second one's coming soon. Admiral on the Lucio's going to be able to touch while that second tick comes through, but he gets dynamited and he's antied and he's dead. Now only a couple of percentage points away before they end up claiming the point. Backbone is gone. Mayhem have taken it. The London Spitfire go down 2-0. Mayhem off to an unbelievable start. Go pretty low, however. There's a commanding shout from London Spitfire and Florida Mayhem. And so with those abilities down, not the greatest as Hardy and someone in the front line, unless you get nanoed, which was what happened to someone right now. Checkmate is pretty low. Someone just charging forward, and a nice nade once again by Rootport to take care of Admiral. And there is point A unlocked, hangar stage in progress. But the Transcendence from Summer Shed countering that blade. Or not countering the blade, helping the blade. That rally a little bit later on, and unfortunately, it's only Landon getting that overhealth. Backbone's got a little bit from the commanding shout. He's Backbone trying to take out Rootpool, but an unkillable target right now. He can't kill him. Okay, Brig to the rescue. RuPaul is dead. Here for the Florida Mayhem, or even that overclock, to be fair. Got to be careful because that Rampage is going to come out. Someone is going to commanding shout to survive the initial damage, but Hardy's going to chase him up. Hardy looking a little bit different today. But the Florida Mayhem are pushed back once again. They do consistently touch the payload, so it doesn't go too far backwards. However, with only a minute to go, they need to find something. Overclock, they got the blade online, no nano to mix with it, but they're happy that
They're actually able to enter the hangar, and I think this is, you know, either going to be great for London Spitfire to follow up on that.
Nice dash to start off with. Backbone takes care of RuPaul. Both Brigittas now dead. Checkmate trying to go to that payload to try and put pressure on the London Spitfire, force them to move, but they were happy to do so. The payload was quite a way away from the point. No C9s were going to happen there. And with only 10 seconds to go, it's only Summer Showdown. Deacon wall ride, but he's wall riding all the way back to spawn. 3 ults for the London Spitfire to defend this last point. Only the overclock for Exy. He activates it on the high ground, but RuPaul is dead. No one to touch the point. And the London Spitfire, they hold him just before second. Didn't have any heals to sling towards someone. Exy still on the Widowmaker. Is going to be walking into a wall of the London Spitfire right now if he's not careful. And there you go, free checkpoint. Who's going to touch? Checkmate or the double supports? Yeah, it's a tough decision. And now you're just going to go down to the stagger. London Spitfire off to a good start.
Have the Transcendence as well, which could really help out to maybe deal with something like the blade from Backbone that's still online.
Nice headshot. There's a blade, this time from Backbone. Got the commanding shout, so he's rather healthy, but that Transcendence from the Florida Mayhem, making sure they survive that engage. Nice wraparound from London. There's the rally.
Maybe a headshot? Tough to approach.
Yeah, with that overhealth is pretty bad. There comes the bomb, the gatekeeper for the London Spitfire, and Summer Showdown's already dead. He was actually trying to get an off angle somewhere, somehow. Ain't gonna happen. There you go, London Spitfire still in this series. Can they find the reverse sweep, get some revenge, some sweet, sweet revenge on the Florida Mayhem?
Charge over to just make sure that Landon could pop him back up before they go back in. But Florida Mayhem also coming in, packing a punch. They've got 4 ultimates to use.
There's the nano, there's the blade, dash reset, straight out of that blizzard. Yeah, that's going to get absolutely nobody. Checkmate just dips his toes back in the pool. Thanks, Garrett Backbone. Thank you very much. And they're going to be able to take the lead. Rampage in tow, so they can just go in. 2 people hit. Landon and Spark are in trouble. Checkmate getting the resets. Hardy misses the ping, gets booped back, and he's going all the way back to his backline, which has been dispatched with quite easily. Bot now in control of the Florida Cup. They don't want to mess with it. You know, if you end up losing someone there, it's pretty bad. Checkmate gets pinned, but not before he does some damage. The shadow from Hardy lands on 2. Exy in trouble, and Backbone with the cleanup. This is the stand that London Spitfire needed to make.
A defensive tool, or maybe try to use it for an engagement. Admiral's got to make a choice here.
Sleep. Good sleep. Nano boost available. Oh, that was a nice nade, but Hardy got the beats. He's still going pretty low. It looked like RuPaul was struggling to keep people alive, but Nano onto Checkmate's good enough. And now London Spitfire don't have that beat. They have to use it to keep themselves alive. Luckily, Admiral's there with the cleanup onto Checkmate, so he can't use that blade, but the Florida Mayhem still with the man advantage. Commanding shout to push people forward as the London Spitfire have little time and little meterage to now work with. Florida Mayhem have the Rampage, and London Spitfire do not have that beat. If Florida Mayhem go pretty early, it could be disaster for the London Spitfire. Commanding shout for someone. There's the Rampage, hits 3, landed history. Sparker and Admiral in a whole lot of trouble. They do end up trading fairly evenly though. It's a 3-on-3, but someone now with the nano, and Hardy with little health and little support left. Admiral's trying to they're trying to focus down Admiral. The knife ends up going a little bit wide, but Hardy receives the beat just in time. The London Spitfire aren't out of this just yet, with Sparker jumping over to the soldier to try and get back in time, but someone's not done just yet. Overtime ticking away. The beat for Mayhem will seal the deal. Backbone is gone, and there's only one person left on the point, and it's Landon. Reverse sweep halted as the Florida Mayhem find their first win in the Summer Showdown Qualifiers.
They look so good, so clean. This Junker Queen composition feels like it was handcrafted just